1, 2, what you gonna do? We are live. I gotta get my brothers in here because we gotta have some Monday top shelf conversation. Let me get myself set up clearly. Okay. Brother to the night right now. Let me get my brothers in here. We gotta have some top shelf conversation. What's up, everybody? What's up? Come on in here. Come on through. We got some top shelf conversation to have. Let me get my brothers in here.
Yo.
Yo, what up, Jeffrey? What up, Todd?
What's good?
What up, my bros?
What up?
What's good, Anthony?
Feeling good, feeling sexy.
You say you feel
That sounds like a
sexy?
personal issue. What's up, Anthony?
What up, Tato?
How y'all doing on this amazing Monday?
Oh man, good, man. Another Monday, another week. I'm good, man. Can't complain.
That's what's up. So y'all know
Cannot complain.
Before anything else kicks off, y'all know what we gotta do. We gotta pray. We have to. And
do it.
I'll take the reins to pray for this Monday. God,
Do
we
it.
just want to say thank you for this this first conversation. I think this is our first conversation of the month for May. Thank you so much, God. We pray that we don't offend anyone. We thank you so much that we have a platform to be able to speak and have a conversation. Thank you for all of our listeners that listen to IG Live and the podcast. We pray that this conversation goes out and it uplifts and it encourages and it just makes people start conversations all over the world. Thank you so much for Top Shelf. That is a brand that's local, but really worldwide. We love you, God. We thank you, and we bless your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Oh, matter of fact, I gotta fix my shirt. Yo.
Because I gotta get it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
man. Never know who's watching.
Hey, let's go. So, fellas, let me ask y'all the real question. Are we ready for summer?
I can't wait for the summer, man.
Let's get it popping.
I am counting down for the summer, man. Like, bro, I cannot wait. Cause you
just
don't
say he have bad barbecues at his house.
No, word up. For real.
You might get that grill.
Yeah, now I'm planning on getting the grill by the end of the month. Man, the backyard's going to be lit, man. Like, I am so when I say I'm grateful and humble that me and wifey, we have a home that we can come home to.
Beautiful.
It's a blessing. And then that's why it's like I want to have, like, I'm waiting for the summer to hit, or I can't wait for the summer to hit, because I want to share that experience with everybody else. Like, you look at our home not just as our home. As y'all can remember, like, we had like the game night last month, which was lit. Everybody keeps on asking when's the next game night, so we're gonna have that soon. And then for the summer, man, it's going to be crazy, man. 'Cause like I said, we're gonna have barbecue, stuff like that, and we just want to just fellowship with our brothers and sisters all across and just have a good time, man. So I'm waiting for the summer, man, and I got some summer gear I can't wait to rock.
Hey! Jeff, I got silk shirts on deck. Just know that.
Oh man,
You got silk shirts. He got gears on. I don't got no shirt. I'm ready. Jump in the pool.
I already know, Anthony.
I was about to say, Anthony's gonna pull up to the barbecue with no shirt on, man.
Yo. Anthony's closet is empty.
I told you, he gonna Rick Ross it. He gonna Rick Ross it, man. You see how Rick Ross is, right? He gonna Rick Ross it. That's what he's going to do. What's up, George? Hello, Miss Kelly. I'm telling you, man.
Kelly.
That's it. But that's the way to be. Like, what do y'all feel like summer entails? Like, what things do let y'all know that it's summer? Like, for me, I know it's barbecues, it's swimming, like going to the beach. It's shooting fireworks. That was a thing I do back home in Kansas City.
Love it.
Yeah, man, and just being outside.
Love it.
Nah, it's a fact, man. Like, for me, living in Florida is different. Like, when I used to live in Florida, the summertime felt like almost 9 months out the year because it's consistently hot. So when it transitioned to summer, it didn't really feel too much of a difference because you're already getting like summer like weather. The beach is right there, whatever. But also, you know, living in New York, it's different because, like, to me, I remember when I was a kid, you know, grew up in Brooklyn, when the fire hydrant, would, you know, when the people would turn on the fire hydrant with the water coming out, you had the block parties. That's how you knew, you know what I'm saying, in summertime. You know what I'm saying? The lady in the corner selling those ices, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, man. So for me, like that was always like it was just like a certain feel, man. Certain things was just stood out, man. For the summertime in New York, man. Yeah, like there's nothing like summertime in NY, man. Like there isn't, man.
Summertime in NY is different, man.
Day parties, rooftop parties.
Let me find out.
Yo, ain't nothing like them rooftop parties.
Yo,
man.
rooftop parties on my
yeah,
it's lit.
It's a vibe.
Yo, Top Shop should have a party, a rooftop party.
I'm with it.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it. Just bring your own liquor.
That's it. You know,
BYOW.
George said rainbow mango cherry.
Yo, word up.
Yo, that's a word. Somebody always bringing their own radio to the party.
What? Oh man.
Stage ready.
Yo, spades. Yo.
Spades and dominoes right outside, man. Yo, people are playing, man.
I'm telling you. Nobody, look, in my lifetime, I've never, ever in my lifetime, seen people play dominoes more serious than Dominicans.
That's a fact.
Haitians.
Definitely.
Jamaican men.
That's definitely a fact.
Yo, never in my lifetime.
Yo, you might get somebody might get stabbed or shot.
That's it.
May happen. Yeah, if you don't know how to play, do not.
Don't come around the table.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's lit.
Don't match the dominoes. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
Nah. Cause yo, they're gonna get frustrated. Cause like a lot of those parties have like those checker tables.
Yeah.
People will sit down during the summer and they'll sit there. Yo, they'll be there. Like the OGs be over there. You know, Poppy be over there. You know what I'm saying? You know, playing dominoes and they be there from sun up, sun down. Mm-hmm. And listen, if you don't know what you're doing, yo, that's a problem, bro.
Don't go around there.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Like I'm gonna use what Jeff said. If you don't know what you're doing, keep it moving. That's what you need.
Go to the Uno table.
I'm telling you. Go play ping pong.
Listen, man. You better play Connect 4, whatever it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as I was reminded at our house party, if you black, at our house warming, if you black, even if you can't play spades, say you can play spades.
Nah, not around me. You can't play spades. Don't play spades.
I'm not, but I'm biased, man. I can't do spades with my people, man. Y'all be ready to cut a nigga, bro.
You have to wear bulletproof vests.
It's the same thing as dominoes, bro.
Son,
and dominoes and spades.
No better than people drinking Henny while playing spades.
Listen, man. Listen, those two games right there. Nah.
Yo, it's like
there's been some divorces because of that. Like, yo, I'm done. I'm filing papers tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it.
I've seen some people take people to court over a spades game.
Listen, it's not a game.
It's not a game.
It's not a game, man.
Serious. People will literally cut you out of their will.
Mm-hmm.
if you renege. If you renege, it's not good for you.
Listen, you get blocked right on Facebook and Instagram. You got that person unfriends you.
That's
it. People take it personal. I personally don't. You know what I'm saying? I do get a little upset, but I don't take it that far, man.
He don't got no penny in his system.
Nah, man. Nah.
I think those are the holy trinity of games, like dominoes, Uno, and spades.
It's a fact.
Those three games with black people, you better be careful.
Uno could be in that category too.
Yeah. No, I said that. Spades, dominoes, and Uno.
Okay.
Especially Uno too, because people come up with their own rules and
that
right there.
Is it different for different boroughs, different states? You got different countries.
Let me tell you, everybody all over the world, it's called Uno. It should be just only one way to play. but black people be making stuff up.
Nah, we do, man. We definitely do.
Yo, I was listening to Chris Tucker. He was telling this joke about how he was playing spades with his, like, he's like, I was playing spades with, he said spades will make you forget you are family. He was
That's
like,
a fact.
he was like, I was playing spades with my sister and my daddy and my other brother. He was like, he said my daddy called my sister the B word. And then he said, and he thought that her roaches was helping her cheat.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Yo,
why you gotta do that, folks?
When I tell you I was
man.
Because spades will make you think like stuff like that. It's crazy.
You be going crazy. You think like, yo, you're not my family or friend.
That's what I'm saying. Like it gets real with spades, man. It does. It really, really does.
Let me tell you.
What's up, Patricia? What's up, Cuzzo?
Let me tell you, but guys and fellas, village, what's up? What's up, everybody? Come on in. We're about to have some top shelf conversation. Let me tell you, it's been an eventful week. A lot of things have been happening too. We've been talking about it today. Like,
yeah, we were,
like,
man.
Offline. Like, it's been a lot.
I finally got to chat with you guys.
Finally. It's about to be summer, so Anthony gonna get to talk for real.
Facts.
Yeah, he's gonna forget that we have a job, yo.
Exactly.
Why he be thinking right now? Like, don't these niggas work?
You don't got no job, Tommy.
So for those who don't know, me and Jeff, we both work from home, and Anthony actually got to leave home to go to work. Yo, we be joking with Anthony like, you still doing that?
Yep. Oh man.
Anthony be paying $78 for gas.
Son.
I'll play.
I'm like, I gotta do something different.
Yo, because we have a group chat, right? We have a top shelf group chat, and during that group chat, we be having like all these different type of conversations, which leads to some of the conversations we normally have with different topics.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, because Anthony works, you know, because he doesn't work from home, and me and Fred works from home, he's silent most of the time because he can't really respond or maybe not able to listen because we do a lot of voice text. You know what I'm saying? You know how
I can't do text like.
No, because we be getting deep, man, and we be going
deep.
Yeah, we be going in, man, and Anthony be like, you could tell like he'll respond like maybe like 6-7 hours later, like, don't you guys work? Like, it must be nice. It must be
like
nice.
This is unfair. He be giving us like one word answers. He be like, damn.
Right? Or he be like, or he be like, okay, that's it. That's all you want to. That's all you want to get.
He like, one day I'm gonna listen to all of these.
Fact.
Yo, man.
Yo, because me and Jeff be going in because the conversation be so good, and we be like, you know, we have time in between and everything.
Must be nice.
Don't get it twisted. We be working.
I hope you have a boss on this live.
We definitely be working, man.
Yeah, they all they know is they know I clock in and they know I get it done.
Word up.
And they know Jeff get it done. So
that's right.
I need to go inside to work. That's why.
What's up, Ayana? What's up, sis?
Is it Cuomo? Who was it? What's the governor for New Jersey?
For Jersey, honestly, I don't even know.
I
don't even know. I work for
the city of New York. I work for the city of New York. So whoever the governor, they don't.
Fred works for the city governor of New Jersey.
Whoever he is, I'll figure it out later. Look, he matters though. He matters. That's all I got to say. But it's been a lot of stuff going on this week, fellas. Like, yo, what is it? I think it was like a couple of days ago. This weekend, Kevin Samuels passed away. For all who don't know, or maybe y'all have heard, of course, it's been all over social media. It's been blasted throughout social media, everywhere. For those who don't know who Kevin Samuels is, he was like a relationship kind of guru in a sense. He's more of a like, I would say more of a like a shock jock in a sense. Like he was more of a guy. He started as a guy who only talked about men's grooming and stuff like that. And then he evolved that conversation and like tailoring it to men. Like, hey, if you want to be that dream if you want to meet that dream girl, you better be the dream man, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going in on men in the beginning. You know, his whole career derived off of that. I watched some of his old videos. I was like, ugh, he was going in.
Yeah.
But when he switched the dynamic of his conversation to women, he started kind of picking up steam, and he got a whole lot more attention because of his approach, because of what he said, so on and so forth. Like, his reach extended. He was getting millions of views each time he came up, and you know, he got invited to Joe Budden's podcast. He was in Future's video. Like, and the list goes on and on. People was booking him for appearances like left and right. He was showing up to different events. He got invited to different podcasts. Long story short, and he passed away this weekend from I think cardiac arrest.
Yeah, he had a heart attack. Think at first he had a heart attack.
Allegedly.
Oh man. And
why you say allegedly for, Anthony?
Yo, that's what they gave us. That's the news they gave us.
Mm-hmm. So why not just run with it and just say it just like that? Why say allegedly for it?
So
that's allegedly for me, my perspective.
Listen, let's give the respect to his family, because you know if this is what they're saying, let's not put it out there something different than what it is, Joe. You know what I'm saying? So
I get that.
Right. So this man passes away, right? But the clips of him having these conversations with women still are online to this day, right? A lot of women did not like him, and they weren't his biggest fans, because he was always mentioning this high value man, and he was really going in on women, cursing them out, and then like clicking them off the line, and you know, but it was his platform.
Yeah,
you know, it was his platform to do as he pleased. They were reaching out to him to be on his show. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go find this woman, this, that, and third. Women were essentially reaching out to him, to have a conversation, right?
Right.
So I want to put this in perspective. The reason why I bring up Kevin Samuels, because the topic is, are we desensitized? He dies suddenly, right? Because I think he was 56 or 57.
Yeah.
And that's not old. That's not like old.
That's very young.
That's very young, you
Correct.
know. And he talks about in older interviews in the past, he had, you know, problems. He had health problems. He had cancer before when he was in college.
Yeah.
And you know, he beat it, and you know, and then now he has this heart problem, and it winds up like taking him out. And there's all these people online, and they're commenting, oh, I'm glad he's gone. Oh, I saw a video of a woman saying, oh, well, what did we learn? Laughing at his death and everything like that, putting a picture up of him. A lot of women were like, well, we don't need to, you know, let's not try to act like he wasn't saying what he said, you know? And then I see all these conversations circulating like, why are we mourning, you know? And it brought me to this mindset, like, so fellas, with that being said, I will open up the floor. Like, do y'all feel like we're, as a generation now, do y'all feel like we're desensitized to death? Like, in terms of death, like it going over the net, in person, are we just numb to it?
Yeah, I think so. I think because, one, we see death so often. I mean, you turn on the news, you're always seeing somebody getting shot, murdered, death from car accidents. So you have that factor. So death is not something new. And then people have their own personal experience with it, whether if it's like somebody they love or whatever. Like, if you surrounded by death so much, you could sometimes be desensitized to it, right? Like, I know people who grew up in the hood all their lives and seeing like they lost friends and family through gun violence. And so when somebody else gets shot and killed, it's like, yo, it's just another day. Because they're so used to it. And then now you have the other factor where if somebody dislikes somebody and that person passed away, they have this mentality like, yo, keep the same energy, which means that, yo, this person I didn't like him anyway. Oh, well, it's not my problem, right? It's not my issue. I'm glad that they're gone, good riddance, whatever. Some people wish death on people. I think like we just live in a culture now. I mean, we've been, but I feel like it's just really getting worse where a lot of people just don't really care. And then when it comes to social media,
Mm-hmm.
it's like people say things for likes and clicks, even if it's even if it's very unsensitive, right? Or insensitive, rather. So that's the right word, insensitive. Because remember, whether how people may feel about Kevin Samuels or not, and it's not really only about Kevin Samuels, just with in general, with somebody passing away, this person still was a brother to somebody, was a son to somebody, right? It's still a loss. And for me, I don't wish death on nobody, not even on my own enemy, because at the end of the day, that's not my right. You get what I'm saying? It's not my right, because there's always going to be somebody out there that doesn't like somebody, right? Like it's all three of us on this live, right? We're all good human beings. You know what I'm saying? I would say, we try to treat people how they treat us. I don't think none of us are really foul individuals, but I guarantee you there's somebody out there in the world that doesn't like us for no reason. Right. Because people for whatever reason, they'll just not like you. And to the point where, like, if something was to happen, they're gonna be like, "Hey, you know what? Damn, Beans, you don't like Fred? Well, that's between you and your husband. I'm not gonna touch
what's
that.
Wrong with her?
I'm not touching
I
that.
just saw you 2 minutes ago.
Maybe they didn't rub her feet properly. I don't know, bro. You know what? I'm not gonna touch that.
Right now, she desensitized.
But my point is that, like, we really just live in this. We just live in a culture now where it's like, when it comes to just death, and especially somebody that we don't like, our first reaction is almost to laugh. Our first reaction is like, good riddance, who cares? And we forget about this person was part of somebody else's life. Like, I saw the lady who made the 911 call that he was with that night, the one who actually called the 911. I saw she was saying today on social media, I saw somebody had posted, like, she basically was saying, like, yo, like, and this is why I was telling Anthony, is like, let's not use the allegedly. The reason why is because this lady's basically saying, like, hey, there are people who are insinuating that she has something to do with his death. Like, she basically, like, killed him, so she's getting death threats, and people are making all these type of allegation assumptions as, like, yo, he just died from a heart attack. Right. So again, we forget that, like, yo, that there are people who are involved who are maybe traumatized from what happened. And then when we come up, and this is not me trying to attack my brother, you know what I'm saying? It's just really kind of bringing more of an education piece from it, like how I think we just need to be careful on what we say when somebody loses their life, because again, we don't know who's watching and how their family's going to take it.
Right. I think, honestly, before social media, we had more of a sense of, like, I'll say decorum, because I think social media gives us a window into everybody's life.
Correct.
Like, in everybody's life, we can see everything. Like, I've seen things I never wanted to see in life on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, to people, like, freaking, I saw a video of a guy who killed his baby mom, and then he was telling everybody, like, come and get my son. Before I'm about to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? I've seen car accidents, people, like, get into car accidents and fly out of the car. I've seen, like, people, like, literally get, like, we've seen police footage of men, like, we saw the footage of George Floyd being killed, brutally murdered by the cops, by Derek Chauvin. We've seen, like, so many other things, and I feel like it's made us, like, oh my goodness, like, I don't know how to really, like, dissect what this is anymore. I think it's made us like that. I mean, honestly, we still should have that sympathy and empathy, but because I think what people look at is like, oh, but what he said about women, especially, like, what he said about Black women, and I'm like, I understand that, but at the same time, at the end of the day, his heart is no longer beating. You got to understand that, like, death is final. We really don't realize how much it plays a part until it happens near us. Like, and we sit up here playing around with death, like, all these people laughing and joking and carrying on, and then something happens in your backyard, and are you still laughing? No, you're crying, because you understand, like, everybody's capable of it. but people choose. They choose their select times. I think we pick and choose when we want to be sensitive to certain things. I think because the generation now they're so open to everything. Like, all these things are coming in. Like, oh, this is a phobia, and we should normalize this, and this is what death looks like, and the police just murdered this person, and this person just committed suicide. We got all of this stuff going into our spirit every day. How do you turn the button off? Turn the phone off, man. Like, that's the only way we can keep our sensitive, that empathy, that sympathy. Because if not, bro, we gonna go crazy.
Facts.
That's a fact, bro.
We're from a different time. Like, Jeff grew up in a different time. I grew up in a different time. Anthony grew up in a different time. We all grew up in different cultures. We know what time looked like before phones. We know what everything looked like before iPads. We know what everything looked like before Facebook and Instagram.
Man, it was just phone books.
Yeah, bruh. And newspapers. Remember, newspapers was what we got everything from.
That's a fact.
And watching the news. Remember, like, I can be honest, like, I don't even remember the last time I really watched the news. All my news I get from YouTube.
Yeah, this ain't doing me.
So it's like, to really sit down and watch CNN and to really sit down and watch, like, our public news, I think I only really watch it when the elections are going on. Like,
yeah,
that's when I primarily watch it.
I think that's what most people watch is during that time.
But as a generation, Anthony, I want to get your perspective, because you are an educator, and you're seeing all of these kids, and they're growing up, and they got their phone in their left hand, got the vape in the right.
Yo,
whole other
so
generation,
funny,
man,
that we're talking about this conversation, because it literally I just thought about it today.
Hey, Maybelline.
I was having a conversation. It's so funny. I was having a conversation with a young student. He was in ELA class. He was drawing about guns. Guns. You saw, like, he had like a red marker. He drew like 5 people jumping this person, and you could see the blood coming out. I was expressing to him about gun violence. I was expressing to him about things that go on in the environment. His first thing he said, "That's not me. I don't care." Mm-hmm. Desensitized. From the community around him, from the people around him. That's one.
I get it.
2, he said, "Yo, Mr. Thompson, why are you being so sensitive?" Mm-hmm. So at this moment, he just correlated the conversation that I'm having, mm-hmm. trying to reason with him, trying to communicate to him, trying to let him see from my experience, my perspective, my thought in regards to the action that he did, that I'm trying to prevent from happening to mm-hmm. him, because I see a pattern. Mm-hmm. But because he cannot see it that far, he can't understand what I'm trying to tell him. Mm-hmm. And from this conversation, it's like, yo, something could go up. You don't care about how the other person feels that's seeing your comment. You don't care about how someone will feel if they're like, yo, that could have been me. Mm. That could have been me in the hotel. And you just like going all through Shade Room or anywhere you're going, expressing how you feel. I think I said it to in our conversation tomorrow. People are not afraid to get G-check anymore because you can't find them.
That's a good point. Like, because we did have a good conversation on, like, people being able to be checked.
Yeah.
Because I think, of course, like, we talk about environment all the time, right?
Facts.
Being a product of our environment. Yeah, I grew up seeing a lot of crazy stuff, like drugs, trap houses, guns, all of this, shootouts, hearing shootouts, like stuff that ain't normal, mm-hmm. stuff that isn't by any means normal, bro. I used to go to sleep to helicopters, gunshots, people running through my backyard, all of that stuff in Kansas City. And did it make me any more it didn't make me desensitized. It just made me like aware. It's like, okay, I know something going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it made me like, I can tell you this, honestly, it made me paranoid. Like, it kept me with this huge set of paranoia for years. And to people that are older, it's just like, yo, the hood ain't gonna change. The hood is the hood. Ain't nothing's gonna change. It been this
Every
way.
city, every block.
Yo,
Is the same thing.
and once you do that, you desensitize so many access, so many information from that one phrase you just said. The hood is gonna be the hood.
Yeah, man.
Nothing's going to change.
I remember the first time that I've seen somebody get shot and killed. I've told the story before, and I'll tell the story again briefly for those who haven't heard it. I was 6 years old. I'll never forget it. I was walking home from school. It was me, my cousin, my sister.
Wow.
And at the time, we was living in Marlboro Projects in Brooklyn. And normally my mom would pick us up, right? We went to PS212. This was like 1987. And showing my age. So anyways, we were walking home from school. Normally my mom would meet us to like, pick us up from school and we walk home because it was only maybe like several blocks from the school where we lived at, right? It wasn't like, it was like maybe like a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk, if that. My mom didn't show us. She was like, yo, let's just walk home. And it wasn't back then in the 80s. It wasn't uncommon for like to see like a lot of school kids walk home to, from school by themselves. It wasn't really like an uncommon thing. So so we're coming through the projects, and I never forget, it was he was known drug dealer in the neighborhood, and it was like this drug addict, crackhead actually, and you could tell that they were arguing. We walked past them, right? As soon as you walk past them, maybe less than like 10-15 feet away from after we passed them, all you heard was bop, 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 and I turned around, and I seen like the person's body jerk and fall to the floor.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh wow!
I saw it, and then like we weren't that far from our building. Our building was maybe like less than 100 feet away, and so we just sped walked. You know what I'm saying? Right into our building. And I remember like when I got home, my mom was home or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, I forgot I was gonna pick you guys up or whatever." But I remember not having any emotions towards what happened. I remember just being shocked, like, "Oh shoot!" Like this person got shot and got killed, and drug dealer took all. You see that person's body laying there on the ground, but I didn't have any I wasn't sad. I wasn't even paranoid. It was just like because I've heard gunshots before, right?
Yeah.
This is the '80s. I've heard gunshots, but I've never seen
up close
somebody get hit with a bullet and that person's body falls to the floor and you see blood coming out. Like it was. When I think about it now, for a 7-year-old, it's like that's pretty traumatic.
Right.
But because the environment I was living at that time, you could say I was desensitized because I wasn't like I was emotional. I didn't have post-traumatic. I didn't have anything. It was just like, damn, this dude got shot and he got killed. It was crazy. All right, mom, so what's for breakfast? I mean, what's for dinner? Like it was literally just like that. You get what I'm saying? Like I can't speak on how my sister felt because I you know what I'm saying? I don't think she really. I think she kind of had the same feelings that I had or the emotions that I had. But I say it to say, just like what Anthony was saying, and basically what we're talking about is like how the environment that you grow in sometimes, it can desensitize because you're so used to it. It's almost like you almost expect it. And it's not normal. By any means, it's not normal because death is normal as far as like it's going to happen. That's the only thing that's promised and guaranteed in life.
Mm-hmm.
But the way somebody dies, especially like let's say in that manner, or if they die young, it's like it's not normal. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're so used to it. It's like we don't know how to react, especially if it's something that we don't know.
Right.
I have a question. While you guys when you were talking, bro, well said, bro, and that's crazy. Because it makes me think about that child that I had a conversation with today that was literally your age, 9 years old, 10 years old. But what made me just think about something, I thought about Emmett Till that died August 28, 1955. Martin Luther King died April 4th, 1968. Freddie Gregg got shot by a cop April 19, 2015. Approximately from that time to now, 2021, that is 66 years. So desensitizing in your DNA, desensitizing your environment, desensitizing history. And those people, they had a side that said Greg was in the wrong place, Emmett Till was in the wrong place, Martin Luther King was saying too much when he's trying to get the people freed. So in multiple steps, in multiple ways, in multiple things, in every conversation, there's going to be a one person that says, that's America. In 1955, in 2015, in 1984. So where I'm going with is desensitized in our DNA, where we just like, we just lost how to feel.
Most definitely, because look at the country we live in. We honor and idolize guns. You know what I'm saying?
Not just this country, the world.
No, yeah, but I'll speak for this country since I don't know really too much of the world. But yes, even the world in general too, because we look what goes on in Iran and Iraq, and a lot of the Middle Eastern countries, even South America and Brazil, Colombia, Mexico. Like gun violence is crazy, right? A lot of gangs run, and terrorists in some of those other countries, they run the country, right?
Right.
Look what's been going on off and on with Israel and Palestine. You know what I'm saying? Like there's bombings and all these different things. Like just imagine living in those type of conditions and environment. But as far as with the U.S., like and I'm all for the right to bear arms and stuff like that. I used to be a gun owner when I used to live in Florida. I'm not a gun owner anymore because New York and New Jersey have very strict gun laws. And for me, I'm not going to own a gun unless I have my gun license. You know what I'm saying? I do believe in being responsible as far as being a gun owner, right? Being a responsible gun owner. But anyways, I feel like because like the way this country was built, the things that we promote, we become desensitized when it comes to death because we live in a very violent world, in a very violent country, a very violent society. There's school shootings all the time. There's stuff that goes on in the hood. You know what I'm saying? There's random shootings. There's all these different things, man, that we see. Like every day you turn on the news and you see, it's just like, yo, another death, another death, another death. And we're not talking about somebody who died from old age, who was like 98 years old and they just died, you know what I'm saying, from natural causes. We're talking about, like, there was a kid, this happened in the Bronx. It was an 11-year-old that was shot in the face. Sitting in the car with their mom while the dad went to the bodega to get something to eat, and gunshots erupted, and this 11-month-old baby was shot in the face. You know what I'm saying? So like these are the things that happens often. Sometimes it makes the news and sometimes it doesn't. But I guess the point of saying is like because this is part of our culture, it's part of the world that we live in, and this country is part of the society that we live in and the culture that we live in. It's like you are going to be desensitized because it's like, well, here we go again. It's not a shock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nobody gets shocked when they see that in the news or they hear about it on social media.
So that means that from my perspective, this is never going to change. You just got to learn how to live with it.
Nah, we've been violent since the time God created us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, just read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's full of these different types of I mean, there was gun violence, but there's wars, there's all these different things. Cain and Abel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I switched my question. So I switched my question a little bit. So it's going to be a part of our society. What solutions do we come up with in regards of how to be more sensitive to the things around us?
Good question.
Yeah, it's a really good question. And I think the biggest thing, so in the beginning what I was speaking to was like, I don't ever want to be a part of a society where that's why I put it in perspective of social media, is because like, I don't never want to be a part of a society where we're champions for people dying.
That's so good.
Like that's crazy. That's what I'm speaking to in terms of the desensitization of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing to be like, okay, I'm apathetic to be like, I'm apathetic. I don't care anyway. People die every day. It is what it is. It's the hood. It's one thing to be numb.
Niggas get shot every day.
It's another thing when you're saluting death, because that's a whole nother part of trauma. Like that you have to speak about, because it's just like somebody dies and you're like, yay, you know what I'm saying? Because they weren't good anyway. Like Like, for real? Like, is that what we become? Is because we can't. I get it. Some people's minds can't separate, but some people look at people's actions while they were here, and then solely are things that they've said, and they pull that person down. Like, you know what I'm
And they
saying?
forget about
Because
their
it's
own
just like,
actions.
right. And the messed up part is we all have baggage. We all have things that we've done or said or that was never recorded on freaking Facebook or freaking IG lives. And thank God it wasn't, because you know what I'm saying? People would have been liable to cancel us or liable to like champion us getting hurt or something happening to us, right? But to answer your question, Anthony, as far as the solution, I believe as long the biggest way we can do this is to love one another and uplift each other in these moments and say like, hey, okay, a lot of people like, or there's a lot of young people that are committing suicide these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's in crazy numbers, right?
Yeah.
So when you see somebody young or even somebody our age or somebody older trying to make sense of it, I think the best thing to do is the love part of that is having a conversation about it. Like, hey, how does this make you feel? Like, where's your mind at right now? Because you don't know what they could be going through, you know? Because it's one
100.
thing, it's one part of it is desensitized, but another part is just like, okay, is it for me to go down from here or to go up from here? You know what I'm saying? I can be desensitized here, but is it going down from here or going up? You know what I'm saying? Because we all have seen some stuff, like Jeff was referencing the story of him when he was young and what he saw. Anthony, you probably have a story. I definitely have stories of things that I saw that are just like, I wasn't
Mind-boggling.
right. And I was,
And you think
I
it's
wasn't
normal
here.
until you grow up. It's like, yo, that's not normal.
Right.
Exactly.
It's
And
like
like,
now we're making sense of it. But I think
so it's like,
that's it. But I think that's what a solution is. A solution is to like have conversations about it and talk about it.
I agree.
What about you, bro?
No, I agree. I'm gonna piggyback on what Fred was saying. Like, it all starts with love. You know what I'm saying? You know, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And we all are always going to disagree with things. We're all going to have difference of opinions. There's going to be people that, you know what I'm saying? Because when you love that person, you're not going to wish harm on that person, right? But you don't have to like that person or like what they do, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times we're quick to judge and say things, but we have our own inner demons that we're battling.
That's
I
so
remember
fair.
I remember I was watching this podcast, and it may not correlate with this. And I mentioned this before. I actually mentioned this in the episode that drops tomorrow, so you guys will hear this again. But I just want to bring this point: is I was listening to this podcast, and they were basically getting into a whole discussion about the Illuminati and how people sell their souls once they become in the industry, yada yada yada, right?
Ooh.
So there's one guy who was there. He was just like, yeah, guys, who any successful artist from, Kanye, Jay-Z, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they are part Illuminati, so they get like, all this stuff done to them and behind the scenes, whatever, right? And he goes like, yo, and one of the guys was like, yo, but why are you going so hard on this, right? And he was like, yo, because you know what I'm saying, like they're misleading the youth and da 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 blah blah. They're doing the devil's work. So one guy corrected him. He was like, yo, listen, bro, we all doing the devil's work. Because this guy who was making this comment, he was a street dude, right? His type of he brings out like street music. So he's like, yo, you can't say that they're doing the devil's work, but not look at what you're basically doing. My point is that like, yo, we are very quick to judge somebody else's sin, but not acknowledge our own sin. You know what I'm saying? None of us is perfect. We all flawed human beings. I'm damn sure ain't perfect. And that's one of the reasons why I would never champion somebody losing their life. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's an unfortunate death. What if I like him or not? Anybody knows me knows I do not like Donald Trump, right? But if he was to pass away tomorrow, I'm not going to be celebrating Donald Trump's death because at the end of the day, there are people who generally love him. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like Fred said, that's it. He's not coming back. I'm not God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to wish karma on nobody. I don't want that power. I don't have that power. I don't want that power either to wish death on somebody or to laugh and champion somebody losing their life, you know, especially as a believer, but also just as a human being. Because at the end of, again, too, if somebody, I'm sure there's somebody out there in this world, I don't know who, and don't know why, but there's probably somebody out there that doesn't like me for whatever reason. And if God feels something was to happen to me, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine somebody's like, yo, Jeff passed away. Yo, I'm happy, good. You know what I'm saying? You know, F him, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, whatever. Like, you guys would hear that. My daughter would hear that. My wife, if you would hear it, be like, yo, like, that's insensitive. Like, why would you do that? Just because you dislike them for whatever reason, it doesn't mean that you have the right or you should celebrate this person's untimely death. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, this person still is a human being, and who's to say that doesn't come back on you? And why would you want that type of energy or put that energy out there into the world? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's why for me, and that's how I look at it. Like, it starts
My
with
fault
love to
for
answer your
being the
question.
devil's advocate, bros. But would you have the same energy for Hitler?
Would I have the same energy for Hitler? Again, I don't wish death on nobody. I'll say this way, I'm not God.
True.
I don't make that judgment call whether if he goes to heaven or hell. You know what
True.
I'm saying? I don't have that
Yeah.
judgment call to say like he should die. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's just me. People can have their own different opinions. And yes, Hitler was a horrible human being. He did
Right.
some horrific things. You know what I'm saying? To the Jews and all those he has hurt. You know what I'm saying? But for me, you would never hear me say like, yo, somebody dies, I'm going to champion. Because at the end of the day, if that person dying, that person no longer here, my life still continues on. All I can say is I would hope that somebody would learn from that person's death. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And maybe if this person, like, let's say Hitler, for an example,
Yeah.
and let's say, you know what I'm saying, and use that person's death, like, you know what, this is somebody I do not want to be like. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? This is not the legacy that I want to leave behind. Because now that person's no longer here. He can never go back and change his wrongs. He's
Yeah.
done. He's finito. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
So yeah, so that's just my personal opinion.
And you got to think about it too. And it takes a lot of time and energy to do that.
Too much.
To wish death on somebody and to really, like, a lot of people, you know, whatever black magic or they doing voodoo, whatever they doing to try to put a curse on somebody or try to like pray for the people's downfall. That takes a lot of time and energy to exert all of that for one person, and it's like a reverse worship, you know, towards someone, because it's like you're doing all of this.
That's so
like
good.
People said all of this stuff toward Kevin Samuels, and now he's not here anymore. And it's like, okay, and people are still saying stuff. Hell, people are still saying things about Michael Jackson. He died 10, 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a fact.
Why are we still talking about him? Like,
Especially if you don't know
other than
Michael. You didn't grow up with
his
Michael. You
impact and
didn't
everything like
hang out
that.
with Michael Jackson. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
You was at his house.
That's
It
the thing
wasn't
that killed
it
me.
wasn't you put those alligators, like, so it's
And,
like,
and
why give that energy? I can
So
only somewhat understand it if, let's say, we'll use Michael Jackson as an example, right? So I could, since you brought Michael Jackson, I can understand if allegedly you were one of the kids that he touched and molested, right? I could understand the hatred. I could understand, or you was one of the parents, right? And
right,
you really felt this happen. I get it, because I think we are human beings. We're gonna have emotions. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have reactions. I get it. You know what I'm saying? For those who has been affected by it, by that individual, let's say it was a serial killer, and then you hear that serial killer, you know, that serial killer killed somebody that you love. You find
right.
out the serial killer got the death penalty, they died, or they got killed in prison. I get it. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I do. I understand you having the reaction like, yes, this person died. I'm happy. Hooray, this person no longer here. I get that. I'm not that insensitive. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. If I don't know the person, I have no affiliation with that person, nothing. Like Fred said, why give it that energy? You know what I'm
facts.
saying? It's really just not that, it's not that serious. And it's not me being insensitive to the person or the people
Yeah,
affected. It's just like, yo, like, this is not what we've been called to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so with Kevin Samuels, whether you disagree with him or not, it wasn't like he wasn't Hitler.
He's
You
still
know
a
what I'm
human
saying?
being.
He was still a human being, and his mom's find out through social media that his son has passed away. And just imagine his mom seeing that all these people are celebrating, or you know what I'm saying, men and women, because there are some men too. They're celebrating his death. And I know this is a heavy topic and it's a heavy conversation,
right?
But I think it's a much needed conversation because we are so desensitized to the point where, like what Anthony was saying, what Fred was saying, where it's like we will celebrate and make fun of somebody being no longer here.
Right. It's a form of bullying, and then the person can't speak for themselves.
Yeah.
They're gone. They're gone in the wind. And then, of course, the family, his family is mourning, so they're not gonna speak up. They're not gonna be fighted. Some people are ready. Don't get it twisted. Some people are like, "Yo, I'm ready for the smoke." You know what I'm saying? But you can't fight off every internet troll. You know what I'm saying? It's too many of them. It's a legion of them. And you will be going and going and going all freaking day long. It will be never ending. You know what I'm saying? Because the keyboard warriors, you know, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers.
The robots.
That's what they do, man.
They liable to say anything.
They ready.
And they ready. Like, for instance, like you could put like Jeff was saying, you could put anybody in that slot. You could put R. Kelly in there. You could put anybody in that slot. I don't wish death on anyone because I know how quickly that can turn around. I don't want to be that person that throw a stone and hide my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how quickly that joint could turn around because for some reason there could be somebody out there that be like, yo, I wish Fred is not here. You know what I'm saying? Like that can turn around quickly on you.
Does that make you evil if you do wish death on someone?
I don't think it's evil. I think it's evil.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think it's a part of being human. And then, but if you go harder with it, whereas it's like you like posting stuff up, like, yo, I hope I'm gonna just throw a name out there. Oh yeah, I hope Kyle died today. Like then it's just like
I don't know why Kyle dies today.
no. But I'm just using that as a point of reference.
No, I got you.
Right? So it's just like I feel like it's human to be mad and angry and frustrated. And be like, yo, Donald Trump, I don't want him to be here no more, right? But in the same token, like somebody saying like, I wish Donald Trump would get murdered, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, different things like that. No, man, like we don't, you know, that's a life still. I don't agree with him. I don't agree with Candace Owens though. There's a lot of people I don't agree with. And it ain't just Republicans, it's Democrats too. Like, I don't agree with some of the stuff that Joe Biden is doing. So, at the same point in time, I'm not gonna go wish death on somebody. I'll never be that mad. Like, I don't get it twisted. I have said it before. I'm like, yo, I hate Donald Trump. Like, I've said that before, you know?
I've definitely said that before.
Yeah, bruh, everybody.
Kind of like Donald Trump, but that's a different topic.
That's a whole different topic for a different day. What's up, Amanda? But
this is interesting because I'm thinking and I'm contemplating and I'm having so many scenarios in my head. I'm like, okay, get that. Owen, Candace Owen, cool. Got Trump, yeah, cool. My daughter though, yeah, I'm killing somebody. If it's my daughter.
But I understand that.
Like, if it's my daughter, I'm killing somebody. If it's my wife,
I'm killing.
Wife. If it's y'all two, I'm killing somebody.
But see, there's a difference though. The difference with that, it's like you're doing it on somebody. You're doing to defend and revenge, right? So somebody was like if somebody was to harm Gabby, right, or kill my daughter, right? Yes, my natural reaction, especially me, I'm a very protective person. My natural reaction is gonna want to harm that person. I'm gonna want to see this person 6 feet deep, right? But the thing is that what we have to think about, and that sometimes we forget. What I always say: do not make an emotional decision or make an emotional reaction. Because the reality is because the reality is this: like, let's say that was to happen, right? And I go for like I'm taking matters to my own hand,
right?
Which I'm not gonna say I wouldn't, right? Because the old Jeff definitely would.
If he was in Florida,
it would be different. But
Joe Brown.
The thing we don't think about sometimes is the long term. Because now me going after that
You're
person
right.
and let's
That's
say
on point.
killing that person is not bringing my daughter back. And now I am going to be in front of a judge defending my life.
Yeah.
Because now the judge going to look at it as like, well, you took matters into your own hand. You're going to be liable to serve 25 to life for taking this person's life. This is why we have a justice system, right? So I know that a lot of times the street reaction, right, the young reaction, the emotional reaction is to have a reaction of revenge, right? And you know what I'm saying? Something was happening to my wife. Yes, my normal reaction was like, yo, I want to harm this person. Matter of fact, I need to get to this person before the cops do because I'm going to make sure this person is 6 feet deep. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna torture the hell out of all this stuff, right? But again, when you start thinking logically, like me doing that, what's gonna happen to me now? Because let's say me and Joanna has a daughter together, right, or a son, or just Gabby in general. Again, who's gonna take care of Gabby now if I'm gonna be locked up in a prison cell?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna take care of my wife if I'm locked up in a prison cell because I seek revenge for my daughter being murdered? It's not saying that I'm not gonna seek justice for Gabby being killed. What it means is that sometimes we gotta start thinking logically, like, you know what? I'm gonna seek justice by getting the best attorney and making sure that person never sees the light of day. You know
I'm gonna tell you like this,
and made it as an example. And that's hard to digest. But for me, that's just when you grow and you start really realizing, like, yo, you start thinking not short term, but long term.
You right. And case in point, Jeff, I'm gonna tell you like this. Somebody breaking my house, I'm beating the shoelaces off you. That's just gonna happen. I'm sorry. I gotta protect my family.
Most definitely.
I'm going to beat the shoelaces off you. Don't break in my house. Like I work out every day now.
Okay.
And yo,
okay.
Press that here, ninja. And you know, in certain states, actually, if somebody breaks into your house and you have a firearm, you shoot them, you kill them.
Yeah.
Yo, you know that you walking home. You know that they won't charge you, and there's nothing wrong with that.
What state is this?
There's certain states that are like that. Like so again, like if it's to me, death is only, in my personal opinion,
case by case.
Like it's case by case. Like if I have to protect my family, that's it. Somebody breaks into my home, you damn right, yo, I'm beating the crap out of you. Yo, if I could grab something to smash your head, I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not here, you're not here. Period. Because I have to defend and protect my family. But if it's again, the key word is unjustified death, right?
Yeah.
That's a different story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's different. That's a totally different story. Because at the end of the day, it's like there's other ways to solve or resolve whatever that issue. Or just like I'm not gonna wish death on this person. But if this person's trying to harm me, harm my wife, or harm my daughter, I gotta defend them at all costs or defend me. Somebody put a gun on me. And I happen to have mine. I mean, I don't have one now because, again, I live in a different state. But at the time, I stay in Florida, and I was to fire back and kill that person, I'm justified because I had to defend my life. Yeah. Case by case, those are different scenarios.
Jeff said, I got it on me. Only Florida.
I still have my license in Florida, though. I definitely still have my
He
I
said,
still have it.
I got it. Don't worry about it.
I just can't use it. I just can't use it in Jersey or New York.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. I had to put that in the chat. No, but the thing is, it's just
a big conversation, man.
Because you go into this reaction mode. We grew up in the hood, bro. Like we don't, you don't play no games with people that just
in Florida. In Florida, real quick, sorry that I let you go. In Florida, they actually, when you take your gun license, like take the class, they actually teach you to shoot to kill. I don't know if that's changed. When I got my gun license, they said if you pull it out and you shoot to kill.
That's the only reason why you pull it out.
Do not shoot. Facts. Pause. You can't. Don't shoot them in the leg. Don't shoot them in the arm. Because you actually, depending on the circumstance, you could actually go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But if you actually shoot to kill because you're defending yourself, then that's it. So they actually teach you that if you're gonna pull it out to be ready to fire your firearm.
So I think
Anthony, my bad. I just want to put that out there real quick.
I think something that I'm getting from this conversation, it's something that you said, Jeff. I just believe it's human nature in regards to being desensitized because maybe it's just part of our DNA. But then we got to be able to be more conscious, aware of like, okay, I know it's about myself. Let me learn how to be empathetic. let me know what it looks like to be remorseful, even if the person is left wing. Like, you don't believe anything they say. They believe that pedophiles should have rights. All of these things. But you got to say to yourself, me, how can I see this person still as a human being? So that's what I got from it. So
definitely, man.
Because
Definitely.
I was trying to see where y'all guys was coming from, but from my perspective, I'm like, okay, just try.
And sometimes you don't have to have a reaction.
I'm saying to try to see everybody as a human being, because at the same time, I can come off this live and still feel the same way I feel. And we do pride ourselves, like Top Shelf Brand, Top Shelf Podcast, is definitely creating a solution, creating the understanding and changing the mind, and being able to say, okay, what can I take from this?
Yeah.
Because you're still going to be a human being tomorrow. You're still going to be a human being 1 minute from now. But how do you now change the mind from this conversation?
Just grow as an individual, man. Grow as a human being, and sometimes you don't even have to have a reaction. Sometimes you could just see the headline, this person is no longer here, be like, man, and just keep it pushing. Like, what's that saying? Like, you don't have something nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. Just like,
on last week, Friday, little kid say, suck my D. I was like, oh, okay.
Damn.
Yo,
those are
fighting words. To be like, okay, no problem. So it was like, okay, no problem. Come to my office.
Yo,
like, and repeat
I couldn't be no teacher, Anthony. I couldn't be no teacher, bro. I swear. They were like, Mr. Collier threw a chair at a student.
Like, what you say, little nigga?
I had to pull up on him, like, yo, you want to be bothered about it?
Yeah, I just don't have the patience for it. I literally don't. I would lose it.
I was desensitized.
Yeah, I go to war mode, bro. Like, as soon as one of the little dudes be like, they'll be like, well, your mama was,
Come here, little nigga.
Come here, little nip.
It bees like that. But you know what it is too, Ant? Is people make choices, bro. We all have choices. From the moment we come out into this world, bro, we have choices. Right. From the moment our mind can think and really realize what we're doing, we have choices. And people make choices, man. And that's when you die, it's gonna be, your life is gonna be an acclamation of things you said, what you did, and all of the choices you made while you were here.
I love it, man.
I love that, bro. I don't know if you just came up with that, but that's a really good one.
That's true.
That was powerful. It's true. We all have choices. It's really that simple.
Yo.
We all have a choice.
Yeah.
You got 24 hours to live, man. Every day you got a choice.
Every day.
Every time, every Tuesday, and we put a podcast every Tuesday, you got a choice to listen.
That's it. And in fact, this Tuesday is a holiday once again.
Fact.
And we are dropping another episode tomorrow. And this episode is special. It was an amazing episode. What's up, Lee? Tomorrow, our episode is about sensitivity. So, y'all definitely want to tune into this episode. We're dropping this on all streaming platforms. Jeff, can you let them know what streaming platforms we own and how they can find us?
Most definitely. You can check us out on our website, www.thetopshelfpodcast.com. Again, it's www.thetopshelfpodcast.com. You can check us out on Apple. You can check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can check us out on Facebook. Even though Facebook actually now they're going to start removing podcasts from their platform or their social media, but up until I think next month, you can still check us out on there. But we do have a Facebook page on there, so even though when that comes down, our Facebook page will still be there, so you can still get a lot of updated information. But you also can check out on Stitcher, Anchor, YouTube. We are on YouTube. We have a YouTube page, so check us out on YouTube. Our IG lives are also on there as well. So If you missed this conversation or you caught it at the tail end, you can always go on YouTube. We usually load it up the next following day as well. And you can revisit this conversation and also listen to our podcast episodes, man. So you can check us out almost every and everywhere, and it's free. It's free. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but you will gain a lot of great conversation like you got some tonight. And we just appreciate you guys, man. We love you guys to continue to rock with us and support with us.
Thank you so much. And we are in season 3 and we're almost to the end of season 3.
Facts.
And these episodes have been so enjoyable. We've had some amazing guests. And it's only going up from here. Summer's about to be lit.
You might just jump on a line.
Like, yo, son, I'm outside. I'm outside.
In the backyard while we barbecuing.
So Jeff, Jeff, you said you want me to make the drinks at your house.
Oh, most definitely, man. You can make that concoction.
Look, Jeff, you said you play dominoes?
Listen, I know I get busy on dominoes and spades, so let's do it, man. I'm ready.
Invite back to Josh. Put some money up.
Before we get out of here, though, we need to know.
Put his ties up.
Not his ties, Jeff.
I take 9%.
Before we get up out of here, though, we need to know what is the word of the week that you are focusing on. The word of the week that you want to focus on. What's your word? What's your wow? What's your word of the week? I'm gonna start with Anthony.
Choice. That's the word I felt in my spirit. 24 hours, 168. You have 24 hours to live, and each day you have 168 hours to live throughout the whole week. You have 60 minutes. You have 60. You have 1 hour. So every choice you make, every minute you make, everything you do is a choice that you're doing. So the choice.
I don't know what I was thinking of. Every little step I take. Y'all know why I was thinking that, man.
Choice, baby, choice.
For me, my word of the week is the other C word is compassion.
Compassion
is a word.
Brad, give us another C word. C word, baby.
Another C word.
What you got?
Crazy. This week about to be crazy, baby. It's gonna be crazy. A good crazy though. Like my word was before Anthony changed it's gonna be sun.
Sun?
But yeah, sun, because I'm about to be outside, baby.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be this week's gonna be nice. It's gonna be
sun, I heard, Jeff.
Yeah,
it's gonna be nice all week.
You know, desensitized niggas gonna be outside.
That's the other thing with the summertime in New York. Is that right there what Anthony said? Desensitized N-words will be outside.
That's what I'm saying.
Desensitized the place.
So let me tell you.
You know you can come to Union, Weehawken, Bayonne, where we are.
Sun's out, guns out. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be real. Let me tell you.
We go to Weehawken.
Yeah, just come over. We be hawking. We be hawking over here. It's just...
slide to Jersey. I mean, let me not say the slide of Jersey because Jersey is.
Jersey be getting it in. Go to Irvington. Go to Trenton.
Newark. Yeah.
Don't know people in Irvington.
Actually, hold on. Shout out to Irvington and Newark and all those places. We got any fans over? We love you guys. But
we do.
But y'all know y'all get it popping over there. Y'all know y'all be on some other stuff over there. You know what I'm saying? So that's all we saying.
Shout out to Redman.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Redman. I met them in. Redman. I met them in. That's an inside joke, guys, for those who don't know.
I like what Lee Hodge said. Lee Hodge said, covering. I feel the Lord telling me I need to continue to cover my loved ones and the things I believe God for in prayer.
I love that.
I love that.
Shout out to Lee. Lee goes to my church, Saints Church. She's awesome. First and foremost, awesome.
Shout out to Saints Church. Church.
First and foremost, Lee is dope for real. Like she's a dope mother and just all around dope person. She serves the Saints Church and she's just cool people. We went to Elevation Church, the Elevation Church concert.
Damn, I get plus one.
It was a group. We mobbed out there. You know what I'm saying? We mobbed out there. It was a group of us, so we had an amazing time.
Love it.
Dope, man.
Let me tell you. So make sure y'all tune in next Monday. We will be here the same time.
Facts.
9 o'clock
Yo.
p.m. And just remember to tune into the episode tomorrow about sensitivity. It's a good one, man.
Yeah, man. And if you guys have any topics that you guys want us to discuss, please send us a DM, man. Hit us up, man, and we'll definitely have a conversation about it.
Yeah, we put our heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into these episodes, and we really want to hear your opinions and the topics from you. We want to hear from you guys. Inbox us, DM us. We just tell us what y'all like about episodes, what y'all don't like, comments. We want to hear it all.
Tell how your day's going.
Yeah, like even still, we want to hear it all.
Yeah, I might not be able to get to you from 9 to 5, but these work from home niggas get to you.
Only thing Anthony gonna be able to say is,
listen, man. Yo, Anthony, I'm desensitized to your work schedule, bro. Sorry. It's not my fault.
It ain't my fault. Did I do that? But yo, we gonna pray for Anthony's work schedule, and we gonna see y'all same time next Monday, 9 o'clock. Peace.
One love.
One love, baby.